Hello, friends. Welcome to the Christian Women Business Builders podcast, YouTube channel, and all things business related. Today, we are going to be talking about how to start your growth journey to consistent four-figure months and doing it from the way of the kingdom instead of the way of the world. Now, if you are brand new to business, this is going to be right up your alley. Or if you've been in business for a while, maybe 1, 2, 3, even 5 years, but you have yet to be consistent in that four-figure a month income, this podcast episode, this training is going to be really, really valuable for you. So, if you are watching me on YouTube or one of our live channels, you may be wondering why I have a great big Panama Jack sun hat on. I'm in my outdoor garb here. Well, it's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee, and we just are getting ready to start a new garden. So I've been outside. I have been getting the ground prepped. We've gotten some chicks. It's spring, and I am itching to grow this year. I'm itching to get some new things started. And I thought, well, how perfect. We're going to be talking about growing our businesses, and we are quite literally correlating that to if we are starting something to grow with the Lord. So I thought it's perfect. You all are going to get me in my farmer cast gear today. So if you're wondering what that was about, that's what that's about. Now let's get started talking about the business side. So when we're talking about growing a business to consistent four-figure months, the idea is that we are starting with something small and we are tending it, we're caring for it, we are allowing it to grow to a point where it is able to produce income for us. Now, I think that whole idea is really important for us to understand because there are times in our life where we are in a point we're very it's an opportune time for us to plant something new and steward it for growth. Whereas there's other times in our business where maybe we already have something growing and we actually need to go tend it, care for it, fertilize it in order to be able for it to produce that income for us. So today we're going to be talking about that idea of what is the process of growth. So we've actually created a kingdom growth roadmap. You can get it in the comments here beneath the episode. It is inside our private community. Sorry, it's only for women. So if you're a guy listening to this, you'll have to message me. But if you are a believer in business, if you are a female and you want that resource, check it out in the comments. It is inside our private community off of Facebook. You can get it there for free and you'll be able to follow along. So what we're talking about in this roadmap is the idea that there is a process to growth. The scriptures are loaded full of growth references. We hear the parable of the seed. We talk about the sower. We talk about there's a manager who has vines and he leaves his vineyard. We are told about the harvest and there's weeds planted in with the good crops, and it talks about that how we are the vine or we are the branches and Lord is the vine. There's the scriptures are loaded with agricultural references because they were so relatable to the people of the time, and because the Lord designed the world to function in a way that is an example of the way that we are to learn. We can learn from the model that the Lord created in nature to help us and guide us in our lives and in our businesses. So let's talk about this growth journey. Our goal here is to get to a point where we're consistently bringing in at least four figures. So if that looks like $1,000 to you, awesome. If that looks like $9,997, awesome. Most of my women run anywhere between the $2,000 to $5,000 goal when they join us, and then by the time they get through the program, they're looking to hit those five-figure months. So that's really exciting. That is the heart of what we do inside our Kingdom Triad program. We have kind of a trifecta where we have the business program, we have the co-labor mastermind, and we also have the coaching community. So we kind of have a triad approach to helping our ladies get there because we know what it takes to really make this happen. But let's talk about that roadmap. So, when we're talking about growing our business to 4-figure months, we understand that we have to first start with an idea of what we want to grow. If I'm going out and preparing my garden beds, which I am, I'm not just willy nilly preparing them for anything. I have an idea of what I want to plant. I know where I want to where I want to plant them. I've studied kind of the lot, and I have made this mistake before. I planted our first garden bed where it got too much shade, the sun didn't hit it right, and nothing would grow out there. I could grow lettuce and some carrots, and that was about it because it just didn't get enough sun. So now I have studied the lot. I've done my research. I'm testing the soil. I've made a plan for growth. I've made the most of the conditions that I am in. I'm not planting things in the middle of December because it's too cold. I'm waiting until, April, May to plant because I have a plan for what I want to plant, when and where. Same is true for our business. We have to know the conditions. We have to know if the time is right. We have to know where is the sun, where are the people going to be so that we can maintain consistent growth. The first step is to plan with the Lord. He is the one who guides us and directs our paths. The second step is to actually prepare the soil for growth. Now, again, I've done this wrong in the past here. It makes me laugh how much this correlates my business journey and my gardening journey. So, when we first moved into our house, we built raised beds. I went and bought what I was told was compost. It was really like half broken up bark. It was terrible. And when we planted, everything popped up really quick, but there wasn't any nutrients in the soil. So it all died. I planted over $150 worth of plants that just kaputted because the soil was weak. Preparing the soil in our business looks like doing the work to go into ourselves and do the work of preparing that rich soil in us. In the parable of the sower and the seed, we're told about the different kinds of soil. We're told that the soil is our hearts. Are we receptive to the word? Are we rich and fertile for the word of God in our lives? If we're not, we're going to have to spend some extra time really getting clear on what needs to happen in us so that we are rich soil for our businesses to flourish. Step number 3 is it's finally time to plant some seeds. This is where we're getting those offers in place. This is where we are doing the work to actually create something that can grow. We have to have something to offer people if we're going to sell anything in our business, whether that's a product, whether it's a service, whether it is a coaching package. We have to have a seed of which we are going to offer, we're going to plant in order for it to grow. Step number 4 is where we actually tend to the sprouts. If you've ever gardened, you know that the most fragile time in a plant's life is when it is a sprout. It's little. If something comes overnight, I've had this happen so many times. I planted cucumbers one year and I came back out and I had sprinkled eggshells around them, but it wasn't enough. And slugs or squirrels or something came and bit the tops off of all of my cucumbers. I had to completely replant and I had to put little cages around them. It's the same thing is true in our businesses. There are so many things that can damage our new growth. It can be mindset stuff. It can be attacks from the enemy. It can be that we try to grow too fast, too quick. It can be that we kind of put a new offer out and we don't take care of it. We don't mature it. We just try to harvest out of it before it's ready. We try to oversell it. We try to charge too much too soon. There are so many things that can really nip that bud off before it gets to grow. That's why we validate our offers. That's why we take time to really make sure our offers are optimized for the marketplace. That's why we protect it from the attacks of the world so that it has time to grow. Now, step number 5 is where we really see a great jump in income. So, steps 1 and 2 are really more foundational groundwork. Steps 3 and 4 are where we're starting to see results. Steps 5 and 6 are where we see the income really increase. You can see why this goes in order. Step number 5 is watering for growth. This is where we start to say, how can we increase our income without requiring more work? This is where we're starting to focus on client retention, income growth opportunities, more visibility. We're getting more outward focused because our plants have already started to grow. Our business, our offers are selling. Now, what can we do to really optimize them? Sorry, guys, y'all can probably hear my fun little Korean rice cooker in the background. It makes the funniest noises. It always makes me laugh. So sorry about that. Step number 6 is where we are establishing for future harvests. This is where we structure for stability. So, if you've ever grown a garden, you know how quickly it can get overrun and how quickly it can kind of get taken over by weeds, or if you don't stake it up, like if you don't stake your tomatoes or you don't stake your veggies, they'll fall over and you won't get the harvest. Same thing is true in our businesses. You can have incredible growth, but if you don't have the structures for stability, you're not going to get as great of a harvest. These look like legal protections, financial systems, client like onboarding and offboarding sequences. This is where we really start to structure our business for that continual, remember that's the goal, continual harvest. Step number 7 is where we are giving praise. So step 5 and 6 are income increasing. 7 or 8 are where we're starting to really just get to that next level, not only in our income, but also in our hearts, in our posture, and our ability to steward more. Step number 7 is where we start to give gratitude. We focus on giving. We are fertilizing our business and really getting clear on what is it I want to grow? What am I really focusing in on? It's a time of kind of simplifying, and it's a time of going all in a few areas so that for number 8 we can begin to multiply. So step number 8 is where we are actually focusing. We have growth, we have income coming in. Now we're ready to go to that next level and we're ready to start multiplying. Multiplying is where we're able to create greater output by following a systematic process and procedure that is simplified. It's not doing more, it's discovering what has already worked well and implementing it over and over again so we get expanded results. This is where we step into really embracing God's seasons of business, understanding his heart for increase and how it's not just for ourselves, but it's for the common good. And where we get into that next level of income growth, which is that 5-figure and up months. So those are the 8 steps. We plan, we prepare the soil, we plant the seeds, tend the sprouts, water for growth, structure for stability, praise for the harvest, and prepare to multiply. Now that journey is a quite a process. It can take anywhere from 3 months to, we've had ladies who have been in the program for over a year, but it's only because they love it so much. Like they've already, they're seeing the results, but they're not at 5 figures yet. So it can take anywhere. Some business owners I know without help can be in here for 3, 5 years. Our goal is to get you there as quickly and as grace filled as possible. So if you are pushing yourself and stressing, we got to step back. But at the same time, if you feel like you're running around in circles, we got to press in. So our goal is not to rush you through the process, but it's to support you through it at your pace so you see ongoing growth. That's our heart. That's our goal here. So I would love to have you go and download the roadmap for yourself. On that page where you get the roadmap, you'll see information about our program that walks you through that exact journey. We have our 4-figure roadmap, growth roadmap experience where it's coaching, it's the business program, all built off of biblical business principles. And we walk you through how to start with that plan and how to tend the soil and how to plant the seeds all the way till you're ready to multiply. We do that in addition to supporting you with your faith journey in our co-labor experience. And we wrap it all together with our private community, ongoing coaching, and all the resources you need to grow your business with the tools, with the support, with the education, all of it together. So I encourage you, go grab the roadmap for yourself, print it out, and kind of help yourself self-identify, where am I here? Where do I really need to focus? Do I need to start at the beginning? Or maybe I'm already at step 3 or 4 and I just need to focus in here. Let the Lord be your guide. Go grab the roadmap, and I cannot wait to help you grow your business to consistent 4-figure months with the Lord at the lead. All right, talk soon.